too official for me, Dave. Oh, she blocked. Not only did she block it, she didn't catch it for herself either. She just completely lost it for the group. Completely lost it for the group. I see that Brooklyn Blades jersey on. Yes, all right, here you go. Another chance, and yes, nice catch up, man. Yes, sir. 1 minute. Oh, I hear you, DJ. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. My one shot. My one shot. I need a target. Somebody give me a target. I need like a target. Not just your hands. I need a target. That hat. I like that hat. San Diego, New York, let's go, New York City.
Below the steel, it's time to take a stroll through Central Park and find yourself at Woolman Rink for some San Diego Smash versus New York Nitro action. We'll start on the women's side. Rice and Urango facing off against Rodriguez and Shaw. I'm Cameron Irwin alongside Rich Lamborn and Kevin Barnett down on the sand. We hope you're having a fantastic Sunday, enjoying all the beach volleyball has to offer. As we looked at the San Diego Smash, the season record sitting at 1-2. They've had a long break until today. They played in Belmar in week 1, went 1-1. And right now, Geena Urango is looking to find her best ball, not her best performance in their earlier match today, as she's partnered alongside Megan Rice, a partnership that made its debut back last year at the Manhattan Beach Open, even in the midst of league play. Both athletes with previous partners, one of which on the opposite side of the net as you look to Megan Rice, 5'11", 32 years old, and we learned a lot about her in her rookie season in the league. She's got all the tools, just still trying to find that level of consistency. And Geena Urango, one of the pros. You think back to almost 20 years ago, she made her debut on the AVP at just 17 years old. Her first full season came in 2014. Coming into the weekend, she was leading the league in efficiency. And right now, she's got to find her best ball. San Diego Smash now 1-2. And on the opposite, New York Nitro, it's Molly Shaw and Toni Rodriguez. The season has been long for this duo. We cannot tell you how many 3-set matches they have had to play, and Shaw now at 12+ dig in 3 straight matches. Rich, where are they going to look to try and find a victory here?
Yeah, I think the key is going to be consistency for both of these teams, right? You mentioned the slow start that San Diego got off to. Quite the contrary, New York got off to a great start, challenging the Austin Aces, taking the first set, but then Taryn and Kristen able to kind of overtake them in 3. They have the capability to play at a very, very high level, the New York Nitro. It's just a matter of maintaining that level through the entirety of a match.
You see Molly Shaw out on the sand. She's a 2-time All-American out of Grand Canyon University, and her partner also a product of collegiate beach volleyball. The Sandy Tiger out of LSU. Toni Rodriguez. From the indoor to the sand, 7 seasons of collegiate volleyball before stepping out to become a professional professional beach volleyball player.
Consider her a professional pro as well.
Yeah, she's doubling down on it. But Toni Rodriguez has been rather superb since her performance in Las Vegas. She hit 557 on the weekend. And in their last match, 455. Those are staggering numbers
Yeah, you almost feel like sometimes when you watch Toni, I mean, there's an enthusiasm that maybe is fueled by kind of gratitude for being out on the court. She's had to deal with a lot of injuries, it seems like, so cherishing every moment out there on the sand.
You make a great point. 5 total surgeries over the course of her career. Last year, she suffered a season-ending injury back in San Diego. She had another back in 2022, multiple knee surgeries, and a shoulder surgery just about a year ago now. Great serve from Molly Shaw. Dials up the ace.
That is a nice start for New York. Talk a lot about the importance of service pressure. The start of your defensive tactics. A very nice one there from Shaw.
New York Nitro has played 5 3-set matches. Quick touch for Shaw. Carving out of the middle.
Yeah, that's a nice tactic defensively as well from New York. Kind of the crisscross of sorts. Toni pulling into the angle, which isn't necessarily customary, right? A lot of blockers pulling straight up the line. Gives the defense an opportunity to have a clear look at the swing, as they did there.
Another dig. Side swipe from Rodriguez. Nobody home.
You can see the communication on that play as well from New York, as that free ball was coming over. Molly just directing Toni out wide for the on-2. As you look at the first one, Geena ready for it. Watch this. Pushing it out wide. Toni there, ready for the put away up the middle.
San Diego Smash have said enough is enough, trailing 0-4. They're going to take a timeout underneath the umbrella. Angela Benson, their coach, has created quite the foundation for this duo, both speaking at length about her impact. And on the opposite, the New York Nitro, without a coach in the box. That's where communication comes into full effect. Time for us to take a look at the upcoming schedule. Next weekend we'll be in East Hampton, and then finishing out the regular season August 7th and 8th in Dallas, Texas. And don't forget everyone's favorite, the AVP Manhattan Beach Open on the coast of Southern California in the South Bay. And of course, Chicago Championships. This is your progressive AVP League. You can catch it all here on CBS Sports Network. Can't wait to be on the shores of Lake Michigan. Some of the rowdiest scenes in beach volleyball come from Chicago. Like, you think Times Square with Argentina in the mix yesterday was rowdy? You haven't seen Lake Michigan yet on Labor Day weekend.
Oh.
Absolute roof built by New York.
Rowdy, good way to describe that. Toni getting up big, and there's Mark leading the crowd in the monster block. This is quite the start for New York. Their hometown fans. San Diego trying to avoid back-to-back disasters in set 1.
Why do you think that is? Some teams just have a harder time kind of with that first set.
Yeah, you know, it's tough to say. There's really no rhyme or reason. You know, you wonder if the long layoff, they haven't played since the opening weekend in Belmar, as you mentioned, so it's been quite a while since they've competed in the AVP League. Coach Benson said they've been, you know, training shortened sets. They feel like they're ready for the format. And obviously, there's been no let up in training. So it's a bit of a head scratcher. You know, sometimes you just come out and it's not your day, maybe.
Yeah, almost about 6 weeks in terms of total length from now back to Belmar. They played some international in that span. However, it is a little different getting back out here for the AVP League. They feel like they control their destiny. The San Diego Smash only having played 1 event thus far, meaning they will be closing out the regular season in week 6, 7, and as well as 8. plenty of room for the San Diego Smash, something they've done as well as a team. You think back to 2024, a very slow start for the franchise, and then ultimately leading to a championship effort, taking home those belts as Rodriguez strikes from the right.
Yeah, they went from the basement to the penthouse that season. They looked like they were long shots to even make the championship, and then they just kind of went on a winning streak and ran away with the title.
During that span, Geena Urango earning 2 MVP awards on the women's side for the AVP League. And that's what she needs some more of.
Yeah, good precision on that shot. Toni making a nice pull, but Geena working that ball all the way to the sideline, just kind of away from the outstretched arms of Toni Rodriguez.
Mentioned some of the numbers for Geena Urango. Even last season, she hit .407 on the year on 110 kills.
Teddy ballgame numbers.
From well off the net. It's got to be nice to be that jumpy. 8-3, and Toni Rodriguez brought the velocity from 5 feet off the net. Plenty of force on the side of New York as San Diego looks to dig deep. You know you're having a good day when you're in the Progressive AVP League. So let's take a look at Operation Smile, presenting the biggest smiles of the day. I mean, come on now. The New York crowd, they know exactly what's at stake in the Progressive AVP League. Everyone having a good time, ready to rock and roll with some of the best pros in the sport of beach volleyball. Cameron Irwin alongside Rich Lamborn, and thanks for joining us on this Week 6 coverage of the 3rd season of the Progressive AVP League. The Palm Beach Passion have done some work closing out their regular season at 13-3. These are 2 teams that are looking to make some moves, and especially late. The New York Nitro, not necessarily in the mix for the cup by any means, as they are looking still to find some victory here. 9-3. A beautiful start for the Nitro.
Yeah, no matter their position in the standings, everyone wants to get a win, particularly when it's their last match of the regular season.
Eight matches in total for each women's pairing and each men's pairing. You play your city franchise pair twice as Urango tracks back to the sand. Little flex down.
Yeah, there's a good example, nice look at how kind of the low second person to the point of contact usually wins these jousts. Look, Megan Rice, obviously we know about her physicality. She kind of is on that ball first. Molly able to use her momentum on the approach to just push and finish.
Molly Shaw, part of the Miami Mayhem last year alongside Kelly Chang. They went 4 and 5 overall. Right now sitting at 1 and 6 alongside Rodriguez in this new partnership. You gotta love the effort.
That was a tremendous touch there, but it was gonna require some geometric wizardry from Toni Rodriguez to get that one over the net.
Megan Rice yet to see a swing at 10-4. It's been a series of ISO matches. Think back to the Osnaces as she has impact at the net.
That is elevation, Holmes, as Tenacious D likes to say.
Great
Look
reference.
at the rise right there, a little split block. Perfectly timed, just kind of piking as Toni Rodriguez is trying to swing into that angle.
Megan Rice at the top of the order in terms of blocks per set. She came into the weekend with 6 in total. She's got over a block per set. Last match didn't find one. However, impactful here.
Yeah, they've just got to try and find some way to generate momentum, settle down in their offensive game, which starts with that first contact. Here's a good one.
Lofting to the corner. I don't know if I've ever seen so much spin off a platform.
Spin off a platform, spin with the body. An audition at Radio City Music Hall coming up later for Molly Shaw. Yoink.
I think you call that a pirouette.
Yeah, I think that's solid form. I'm not up on my specifics of ballet, but looked good to me.
I heard a rumor once that Michael Shames could do a quadruple pirouette.
Just believe it.
That's pretty remarkable. Feels like a bit of a runaway freight train here for Rodriguez and Shaw up. Double that.
Yeah, the task if you're San Diego is just trying to find ways to create some momentum that can build towards the second set. I mean, I know it's not over yet technically, but this first set is all but a lost cause if you're San Diego.
Yeah, that first set against Humana Paredes and Wilkerson went 4-15.
All right, go. 7 looking at 12. Geena
Improved their mark a bit more in the second set, 12-15, but
yeah, they bounced back solidly, and they'll be looking to do the same here as New York creep closer to the finish line. They really need to just batten down the hatches in kind of all aspects of their game right now.
still 0 attempts for Megan Rice. She's going to set her partner here.
Geena, 8-13. Will be Megan back to serve.
Playing with some different style between these two attackers.
The line.
It's either the force of Megan Rice or the finesse and shot selection of Geena Urango.
Yeah, I like that, a little late tactical pull from Toni. Geena with a better swing.
Molly Shaw with a great effort at the net. She's on it. Too much at the side of the hand for Molly Shaw.
Over rotate there, so San Diego creep a little bit closer.
And finally saw us in an attempt from Megan Rice, her first of the match. High riser on Rodriguez. Impressive side out.
Good little look at the defense there before she carves off the cut shot.
Toni Rodriguez started off in Belmar at about 3-4-15 and has since climbed 100 points. at each stop as she's now at a set point. Goes right at her former partner. Geena Urango with some tempo.
Yeah, and that's a nice side out. Good response there from San Diego. They're gonna need to clean up that first contact a little bit though as we head into the second set momentarily if they hope to push this match.
Set point remains for the New York Nitro. Here comes Rodriguez. There's that pull move again, but just too much force from the New York Nitro. A margin of 5. I think Toni Rodriguez is about ready to say, don't pull on me. She continues to whip right through some of these swings. She's 8 of 10 with just 1 error. Rodriguez leading the charge.
Second, but you kept on riding your donkey like you were supposed to. So this is your winner, everybody. Yes, nicely done. Yeah, buddy, look at those guys. Those don't lose. Those legs do not lose. Yes, sir. Go with me.
Wednesday at 7 Eastern, join CBS Sports Network on the pitch. Don't miss a United Soccer League battle as Lexington SC squares off with Oakland Roots SC. Little soccer, little football everywhere you look right now. And how about a little bit of beach volleyball right here in Central Park? San Diego Smash and the New York Nitro. The New York Nitro, pretty impressive from an offensive standpoint. Just 2 errors on their side, but 643, that's leading the way.
Yeah, they were good in really all aspects of the game. They served tough. They had San Diego on their heels the entire match. We saw a block from Toni Rodriguez and just great all-around defense as well as that offensive efficiency.
A 5-point victory for the New York Nitro, looking for just their 2nd win of the season in their final match of the regular season.
Yeah, it's been tough. You mentioned they've been close so many times, just haven't really been able to find their way over the hump in some of those tough 3-set battles. They would love to get a win here to close out their regular season.
5 of 7 matches going to 3.
Errors continue to plague San Diego here. Not the rebound start they were hoping for in set number 2.
Urango in the hunt, and so is Rodriguez. Devours it.
You mentioned some of the elevation we're seeing from these players in this sand that's gotten a little extra packed down from the rain yesterday. Here's Toni just up big, left hand strong at the net, closing the door.
Second block for Rodriguez. They simply will not leave Geena Urango alone. She's trying to find the solutions, this time working to the left.
Toni making a mistake there. You immediately celebrate that as a blocker to try and give the statistician a nod that you got the block. It was not, in fact, a hitting error.
I wonder what you'd have to bribe Doug Strauss with.
Doug misses nothing. But apparently can be plied with cheesecake.
Only in New York. Both in set 1 and set 2. It was a 4-0 start for the New York Nitro before San Diego finally found their first.
Oh, wow.
Explain.
Yeah, a little foot fault. She was just a little overzealous trying to make her way to the net. Stepped on the line before the ball had left her hand. That is a no-no.
Football violation on the side of the San Diego Smash. You have to imagine frustration starting to build. From well off the net.
Ripping away.
Yeah, that's a good aggressive response from Geena there. You mentioned frustration. Frustration management is something we talk about a lot. So critical to being a successful athlete, certainly a successful beach volleyball team. There's going to be lots of frustration in any match, and how well you manage it is very oftentimes indicative of how well you end up in the results category.
Wind gusting in the midst of that rally. You think about someone handling the pressure. Geena Urango, from her time at USC to then becoming a beach volleyball professional, she's seen a multitude of partnerships, competitions, victories, just about everything. You talked to Megan Rice about what Geena has brought to the table, saying she just knows exactly what she needs. She's a veteran, and she's taught me so much about the game in terms of preparation and structure, from practices to competition, saying that there's always a plan with Geena Urango.
You don't make it in the game as long as Geena's been around without a dedication to that professionalism.
Sweet swing.
7-3.
Just keep feeding Rodriguez on the option.
She is a woman on a mission, it would seem. Never a thought of doing anything other than swinging at that ball when it left Molly Shaw's arms there for Toni Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, the first to reach double digits, now at 11 on 13 swings with just 1 error. Her numbers just continue to ascend. Fantastic setup from Shaw. Paired off down the line.
And that was just a tremendous defensive scheme, right? You could see Toni set up in that angle pretty early. Molly slid around to the line side, and they got exactly what they drew up from Geena. Great scheme, great execution, great put away.
Why not watch this one once more? The scoop and the score. Crossbody for Shaw. A masterful performance thus far from the New York Nitro. As you take a look at the progressive stat pack, their offense, 722 over their season average of 369. Hard to stop that type of offensive onslaught.
Just shy of doubling their season average there. Impressive stuff offensively from New York. They certainly seem extra determined to close out at home with a victory here.
With Shaw and Rodriguez.
Look to Toni Rodriguez. Numbers just outstanding, 11 of 13. She's added in 2 blocks. And no doubt raised her resume for 2027 in terms of whoever will be alongside her. Molly Shaw in transition.
Again, it's quality scheming defensively, and they're just kind of baiting Geena into certain shots, and she's obliging, much to her and the San Diego Smash's chagrin.
Nearly identical first and second sets. Started off with a 4-0 run for the New York Nitro, finding themselves at the 8-3 switch as well. Shaw's on it. She's feeling it. Back-to-back digs. Perfection. Right to the corner.
They are just on a roll currently. Everything working defensively. It's a 4-0 run. You mentioned it, kind of identical score lines in set 1 and set 2. San Diego were able to make a little bit of a push towards the latter stages of that opening set. They're going to need an enormous push if they hope for this match to continue past the second set.
Just 2 combined errors, as Shaw has put also an impressive stat line on the board at 6 of 7 and just 1 error, both well over the 700 mark. And Angela Benson trying to get her team right. San Diego Smash still so much to play for at the conclusion of our regular season over the course of the next 2 weeks. As we take a look in terms of the women's standings, the San Diego Smash are on the outside looking in. They need wins to find themselves in the top 6, as those will venture and fight for the league title come Labor Day weekend. Dinenberg and Donlin sitting at 2 and 4, just above that of Rice and Urango. DeBerg and Flint 3 and 3, locked in a battle with Anderson and Chacon. And in the top 3, a couple juggernauts between Humana Paredes and Wilkerson, Brasher and Cruz, who are handed just their first loss in the entire 2026 season. 8 digs now for Shaw.
We come out of the timeout as the
a couple of those coming in a single rally as well. It's always nice when you can double down.
Absolutely.
Some might call that greedy. Some might call it good.
Especially in this city, we got Gordon Gecko telling us that greed is in fact good.
Raising and ripping Megan Rice.
Plenty of pace from Megan Rice.
Yeah, she has seen very few attempts, just 2 thus far in this match. It feels good for her to make good on one of those.
Are you surprised they haven't looked to the option?
Yeah, well, that's been a big part of their problem, though, is kind of the control of that first contact, right, which is the pivotal part of the option.
Collapsing the platform, Rodriguez. Textbook.
And that was really a good serve, but Rodriguez, again, handling that first contact well.
The ability to maintain ball control on their side of the net. Well done from Rodriguez. There's the tempo from Urango. That's exactly what Megan Rice has said she's working on. Moving that ball around the court, trying to increase pace. Just 2 very different flavors of volleyball from Urango and Rice. just a hair too tight.
6-11.
Well, yeah, and that was really the right shot. Just barely missed wide, going for that deep corner with the knuckle pokey. You can see that she had the open sand.
Trying to close the gap here, the San Diego Smash. Early pull and recovery up at the net, and Shaw with some authority down the line.
Yeah, and Rodriguez kind of making her presence felt on that play, giving it a little pump fake and making Megan Rice think about it at the very least at the net. Opening up a little space on the line for her partner Molly Shaw for the put away.
Heads up to our line official. It's getting dangerous out there.
Head on a swivel.
Rodriguez and Shaw just 3 away from their second win of the regular season.
Geena falling to the ground and getting it around for the kill. One play. 7-12.
You're the San Diego Smash. You just want to find some momentum. I know this is their final match of the weekend. However, you got 2 more weeks of league play to go.
Yeah, they're going to need to take a look at this match and kind of go back to the drawing board a little bit. That is a tremendous set from Toni Rodriguez on the run through.
13-7.
Maybe one of the least talked about skills in the sport of beach volleyball. Ability to run down and transition set for a blocker.
Yeah, and one of the more vital, as perfect passes are not always there. So your ability to better the ball with the set is so important. A good touch from Molly, but a better swing. San Diego still alive.
You start to feel like you're somewhat on an island. The isolation taking place right now for Megan Rice. What effect can she have from the service line? Service pressure has been up and down over the last 2 years. Works the jump float.
It's tough when the team's playing well and the bounces are going their way against you if you're San Diego. And, just dribbling off the top of the tape in New York's favor and bringing them to 6 match points.
From the middle, there's the solid touch. And a transition set that can hit itself. The New York Nitro ablaze.
It was that kind of day, unfortunately, for San Diego, but credit the New York Nitro for coming out and putting an exclamation point on their time in the regular season in front of their home crowd here in New York at Central Park. This was a stunning finish. Great dig, better transition set. Maybe the best of all, that swing over the shoulder, Toni Rodriguez.
The New York Nitro go 1-1 on the weekend with some of the best setting and transition we've seen. The scramble plays on point. Way to go. All smiles for Toni Rodriguez and the New York Nitro. They close out their regular season with their second win. 2 combined errors for the New York Nitro, hitting over 700 as a team. Right now, they are courtside with Kevin Barnett after picking up their 2nd win of the season.
Yeah, Nitro with the victory. Molly, we'll start with you. You guys brought your best volleyball here to home sand. How were you able to raise the level from the previous part of the season?
Yeah, I don't know. I think our game plan felt really solid, and Toni was putting up a really good block, so I felt like I could do a lot behind her. And so, yeah. And our serving today, I felt like it was really on. But playing in front of the home crowd probably helped, yeah.
Yeah, serving's been a bit of a battle for you guys all year. How have you talked about that?
This game, we talked beforehand about keeping the ball like low to the net and kind of trying to also keep it deep on Geena to get Megan out of the game a little bit. But, you know, we go for our serve. Yeah. And you see it not work, and so when it does work, it works really well. So I think that we just keep trying to think like, hey, don't overthink it, and keep encouraging each other to go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, a ton of point scoring in this one. Toni, you're putting up some amazing transition sets. You know, Molly, through the last one, there were some good ones in the middle. What's key to that skill?
I think it's a very hard skill, first off, but I think just like after blocking, when you turn off the net, being low and ready to go wherever that ball is, because I know and trust that she's going to get a touch on it, so I just have to be ready to go.
There's been a lot of talk about your return, of course, throughout this season. It looks like you're starting to feel it a little bit. We're starting to have it heated up. Where are you in the percentage of 100%?
I'd say I'm pretty close to 100%. I'm feeling really good, and I'm at the point where I don't really even notice my arm anymore, so I'd say that's a really good sign.
Yeah, when you don't think about it, that's good. Did you feel bad about crushing down your bridesmaid?
I did not feel bad because we needed to get a win. It's hard to play against people that you love and people that you care about, but that's all part of the sport.
Yeah, winning is great. Beating your friends is even better. Congratulations, Nitro, on a good finish.
Beating your friends is that much more fun. You get a little bit more trash talk out of it, right? The New York Nitro with their 2nd win of the season and really just finishing on an up mark, one that they needed. We've got more coming your direction. The final match here from the New York Nitro facing off against the San Diego Smash men in action next.